Shedeur, stay away from the New York Giants. You hear what I'm saying? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I appreciate you clicking on this video. I go by Harry Billion. So Coach Prime recently said at the Pro Mat 2025, Coach Prime said that Shedeur wants to be a New York Giant. In this video, I want to give you a few reasons why I don't think that's a good idea. So let's get into it. Please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up and don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as it uploads to YouTube. All right, family, so I gotta go ahead and get into this video real quick. So that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. I moved to New York in 2006 to follow my dreams as a filmmaker. So I've been watching the Giants, you can say, since 2006. I know a little bit about the Giants. If you are not a Giants fan, if you're just a college football fan, and you don't follow the NFL as closely as I follow the NFL, there are a few things about the Giants organization that you should know. If you are a fan of Shedeur, you should definitely pay attention to these things I'm about to share with you. Let's go to the article, and then I'll give you my reasons. Let's go. So this article is written by Dan Benton, and it's from the Giants Wire. Deion Sanders reveals his draft preference for Shedeur. We are hoping for New York. Deion Sanders have been very open about a desire to see his son, Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders, land in a team-friendly situation once he arrives in the NFL. Key word, okay? Key word, team-friendly situation. Yeah, this is going to be a rough one. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Sanders has not ruled out Poland and Eli Manning, and especially preventing Shedeur from playing for a certain team, although he has stopped short of naming his blacklist publicly. On the other hand, he's far less shy about revealing his destination preferences. Speaking at the 2025 Pro Mat Biennial Trade Fair and Conference in Chicago, Sanders openly tipped his hand. Marshall Green from his X account, Deion Sanders at the Pro Mat 2025, we are hoping for New York. Shedeur wants to be a Giant. This is not the first time Sanders has connected Shedeur to the New York Giants. In December, he claimed to have some insight into the team's draft day thinking and punctuated it as known fact. Meanwhile, the Giants reportedly followed Shedeur around the country this past season, scouting him at every single Colorado game. He is also scheduled to have a top 30 visit with the team in East Rutherford. The Giants seem like a logical match for Sanders, especially if they are unable to secure the #1 overall pick via trade. But there is some skepticism. Although most mocks have Shedeur landing with the Giants, some people around the league are beginning to think General Manager Joe Schoen and company will pass on the quarterback with the 3rd overall pick entirely. Deion is obviously hoping for something different. For those of you who are not aware, Geno Smith, who played for the Seattle Seahawks, now he's going to be playing for the Raiders. He was once a backup for Eli Manning. There are several things going on in my head thinking about why in the world Shedeur Sanders, knowing how the Giants, maybe knowing or may not know at all what goes on with the Giants. His dad having to be an insider, maybe he knows something that we as fans don't know, but I doubt it. I'm going to give you my reasons why, though. The Giants are the type of organization that I don't know if they want to be like the New York Yankees or what, but they are very particular about who they let through that door. Shedeur could be a good fit for the Giants, but the Giants going to have to take some leaps, bounds. I'm talking about some big leaps to surround Shedeur with some viable player, with some good receivers and a good running back. The Giants do not have a lot of resources to help Shedeur to be successful. And the fan base for the Giants, they are, how can I say? They're not forgiving at all, okay? And the patience level is very low here in New York because New York teams, I mean, the basketball team just started winning, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, the Yankees are making it just far enough before we get taken out by either Houston or some other team. All right, the Mets have sucked forever. In recent years, they've done some okay jobs. So New York is at a fever pitch when it comes to sports. Bring in Shedeur here. It's very interesting, but I'm like, I don't know Shedeur, being a fan myself of Shedeur. I'm not sure if this is a good idea. Do they really know what happens with the Giants? Geno Smith, which is who is on your screen right now. Geno Smith the way that he was treated, I can say, okay, you know what? Maybe it was a one-off. Because you take the scenario, what happened, the situation that happened. Eli Manning had won 2 Super Bowls with the Giants. And he's a folk hero. He's a hero for the New York Giants. He's a hero in New York. In football, he's a hero. Okay? He's the only guy that beat Tom Brady twice. Okay? You're like, oh my gosh, Eli Manning. But we all knew, I don't remember exactly when, whether it was 2016, 2017. I don't remember exactly when Eli Manning started to decline. His skills started to decline. If you were in New York, you knew that Eli Manning was done. So Geno Smith had the skills. Now he came out of college. Geno Smith was capable. He was learning the game. He was not the Geno Smith that played at Seattle. He was not perfect. He was not as good as he was at Seattle just yet. But you know, if you know anything about quarterbacks, when you take a young quarterback that just came out of college, what you need to do is you need to help them to grow. Now, New York is a big market. There's a small window for quarterbacks, young quarterbacks, to be groomed and to grow. So Geno Smith being put in that situation where they benched Eli Manning, the hero, and then you put Geno Smith in, the whole of New York just lose their mind. And then they had to pull Geno Smith. They didn't do him correctly. They didn't give him the resources that he needed to grow the way that he needed to grow. The New York Giants, that's their MO. That's exactly who they are, and that's how they are. I don't know that they have time to develop players that need the development. Saquon Barkley was here. He was successful here, right? Saquon was successful here. Saquon's success was in a bottle. You feel what I'm saying? In order for a team to win, you have to have other key pieces in position to make sure that everybody clicks on all cylinders in order for you to win. You got Saquon Barkley, who's playing really well, but then the rest of the team, it's a dud. Saquon Barkley has to leave, go to Philadelphia, win a Super Bowl. I feel like it's an indictment against all New York teams. We are one of the biggest cities to play in. The media market is crazy. New York is for television, right? New York is for television like California is for the movies and whatnot. New York is television and the movies. There's always movies being shot on every block, during the summertime. You can find things going on all the time in New York. I don't know if this is the formula for Shedeur, but what are they thinking? Why does Shedeur want to come and play here? Because the New York Giants haven't won in a very, very long time. If you take Eli Manning's 2 Super Bowls, if you are capable of doing what Eli Manning was able to do, then you could be a superhero here, just like Batman. So that's my thinking. Is that what Shedeur is thinking? First of all, the coaching staff, this is their last straw. You lose one more season, that's it. You're done. Okay? You're done. I bet the general manager and the coaching staff, they're probably all just going to go. So this is their last straw. This is like a pressure cooker. You're going to take a young quarterback and put him in this pressure cooker. Let's take a step back and say, well, hold on now. They just signed another quarterback. So, but we all know that Shedeur is a starter day number 1. I don't care how you feel out there about Shedeur Sanders. He is a starter day number 1. So it's the thinking. What is the thinking on the Giants side of the ball? Are you signing Jameson? The New York Giants signed Jameis Winston to a 2-year, $8 million deal. If you sign Winston to a 2-year deal, you give him $8 million. Is this a move to set up for Shedeur to have a veteran quarterback because you don't think Shedeur is going to be capable of starting on day number 1? My mind, I don't know that it's a bad move, because if you bring in Winston, they'll have a veteran quarterback, give Shedeur some time to learn the game and back up a decent quarterback. I don't mind this move. So yeah, I didn't mind the move, but I recorded this video a day prior to getting this news right here that you are staring at on your screen, where the Giants are signing Russell Wilson also. Now, this puts a whole lot of wrinkle in what I was just talking about. So now you have Russell Wilson and you have Jameis Winston. You have 2 of these quarterbacks. Yeah, they're not at their prime anymore, and they're kind of like in their decline, just like Eli Manning was. The Giants went from not having any black quarterback to now having 2 black quarterbacks. Are they doing this move to be able to trade them as a package to some team to get Shedeur? And if not, why would they bring in Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson? We already know how this movie plays out. These 2 alpha quarterbacks quarterbacks are not going to be playing well together. So what is the move here? I don't understand this. This cannot be the move to eventually get Shedeur. This sounds weird to me. I hope and wish somebody would explain it. What did I say here? I said, somebody please tell me what exactly is going on here in my beloved Nueva York. That's New York. Then we just signed Winston and now Wilson. Make this make sense, somebody please. I do not understand this move. It don't make no sense to me. Let me see what some of the comments are saying. We got 10 comments on here. Let me see what some of y'all are saying. The Texas Truth said, you said they always find a way to mess things up. I believe you for sure now. Yeah, man, like this is crazy. Seems like your New York team is going out of its way to diss Shedeur. Seeking God Films. This is genius. They are doing all this to have trade advantage in a draft. I don't know about that one. Great decision. Now you have 2 QBs to compete for a starting job. One go down, one go in. Duh, shaking my head. Nah, that's weird. Those 2 guys at their peak or in their prime, you don't have those 2 guys on the team because somebody's going to be like, nah, I mean, I need playing time. Nice. 2 mediocre QBs at the end of their careers. That's how I feel too. Draft Shedeur, let him learn from both for a year and a half. Everybody happy. Nah. Russell Wilson was just at what? Denver? That didn't work out. You feel me? Like, and these guys are very opinionated. And they ain't gonna just go down easy. Like, you don't put Shedeur in this. This is a mess. That's why I said, listen, man, Shedeur, do not come to this New York mess. I'm telling you, whatever they're doing, leave this New York thing alone. I remember Zion from New Orleans. He wanted to play in New York. And I'm like, okay, be careful what you wish for because this New York market is a crazy market. If you come here, I know Shedeur can handle it. I get it. He's ready for this type of market. But this could be another kind of beast that you may not have been ever exposed to before in your life, even though you have a famous dad who has taught you everything about the media, how to handle the media and stuff like that, and you could make it here, but this is a mess that you're about to step into. Why are they signing these 2 black quarterbacks when they've never had a black quarterback before? What's going on here? Anyways, let's go back to the other video because this news comes out a day after I record the video that you're watching. So let's go back to that video. Go ahead, Harry B. Take over again. All right, this is crazy. Shedeur, stay away from the New York Giants. You hear what I'm saying? Stay away, brother. In my mind, Shedeur Sanders is a starter day number 1. If scenario number 1 is the reason why you're bringing in Winston, well, because you want a veteran quarterback that Shedeur can learn from, give him some time to learn the game. If that's the case, then okay, fine. But if you're bringing in Winston and you're thinking that he's going to be QB number 1, Shedeur Sanders, we know that he is very well capable of being QB number 1 on day number 1. And you want to put him in a scenario where he ain't got to do too much competing for that job number 1 because he needs to take the QB1 reps, right? The backup QBs don't get as many reps. You want team number 1, QB number 1. That's the scenario you want Shedeur in. He is that good. Think about the Washington Commanders. So if there's a team out there that needs a quarterback starting day number 1, Shedeur Sanders is that guy. You throw him in the fire. He can play. The kid can do it. I believe he can do it. So throw him in the fire and let him learn on his way. There are obviously nuances to that. If you throw him in the fire, throwing certain quarterbacks, young-minded quarterbacks in the fire, you got to deal with the fan base and everything that comes with being thrown in the fire. Does he survive? The answer to that question is yes, because Shedeur is well mature beyond his years. I feel like not every quarterback has the capability of surviving the fire. New York is not an easy place to play. If you ever seen the Garden, when it comes to the New York Knicks, that crowd is going to be a similar crowd that's over there in Rutherford. Okay, so you got to understand that the New York fan base is a crazy fan base. We're not crazy in the sense that, oh, these people don't understand the sport. They're just rowdy. They just want to just cause ruckus and chaos. That's not it. I would say that the New York fan base is very astute. We understand the game of football, but we want to win. Can't be as big as we are and have everything that we have, but then every single year, we're not in position to win it. That's what we want to do. That's why we spend so much money, more money than most people. All right, whether it's the Yankees, the Mets, or if it's the Knicks or the Nets, or you know what I'm saying? Like, we spend money in New York and we want to be at the top. It doesn't always happen. Is this a good idea for Shedeur? I don't know. Is Shedeur trying to play Captain Save-A-Ho? Is Shedeur trying to be Mr. Savior? Is that why he wants to be a New York Giant? I don't know. But I would say tread very carefully because this New York organization is very sketchy. The way they treat people, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say that other word, if you know what I'm saying, like a wink, a wink, a wink. But I'm just saying, the way they treat certain people, it's a little sketchy and weird. Should Shedeur come here? Maybe. There is a path where I'm like, you know what? Shedeur, being the type of quarterback that I have learned and have come to learn and appreciate about him, his accuracy, his maturity, and the decision making, and all of those things. If you put a good team, a decent team, it doesn't have to be world beaters, but if you put a decent team around him, he is capable of elevating other players by just doing what he does. His game is going to elevate the wide receivers, get a good running game, and that's going to be even better for him. It could work. Should he do it? My opinion, I say no, don't do it, because number one, it can ruin your brand if you don't. It's just, if you don't produce at the level that people are expecting you to produce, being Shedeur, being what you've done in college already, what you did in high school, what you did in college, and then we have to add that X factor being Deion Sanders' son. So if you come to New York and you lay an egg, maybe you are Geno Smith and you're going to come out and later on play better, but maybe your first couple of years is going to be crazy. You got to be on a team, or you got to go to a team that is willing to develop you, is interested in your development. If you go to a team that wants to win right now, like New York teams, all New York teams, no matter what it is, there's a fever pitch right now for New York teams to win. The coach is under fire. This is going to be his last year. Came from Bill Belichick. Everybody thought that he was going to win. He was going to be the next best thing, but he ain't won. All right. We went to one playoff series or whatever. That was it. That's it. Since then, nothing. So that coach is going to be under a lot of pressure. Shedeur may have a whole new coaching staff that he's dealing with, because I don't think this staff is going to be here next year. Not that Shedeur can't handle pressure, you know what I'm saying? But it's a different type of pressure. You got to win right now. And if you don't win, we can ruin your career. Too many good players have come here and they don't end up here. I mean, you just look around the league. A lot of Giants players are winning Super Bowls somewhere else. What do you think about that? Drop your comments, drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear from you. Let's go. I'm out of here. Peace.